video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw seashells in 2 different ways. So let's get started. Hey guys, I'm going to be voicing over this part to sort of like narrate what you got to do, so I can speed it up a little bit. Basically, I'm going to start off with a half moon shape, sort of arching at the top. I started out a little bit blocky, so I had to go back and curve it a little bit, but that's okay. So yeah, I am going to be doing a couple more of this style video where I draw something and then I'm just going to be sort of sitting here for a while trying to make commentary while you watch it. But what I would like to do is get sort of a question and answer thing going. So you guys know my Instagram, but I'll put it on the screen now, at Copic Tips. And basically just do hashtag Copic Tips QA. So I'll put that on the screen as well. Hashtag Copic Tips QA. And ask me a bunch of questions. And I will answer them as best I can. I'll pick my favorites and answer them. And this, you'll have like a week or 2 weeks period of time after this video is uploaded to send me your questions. But I will be doing more Q&A videos in the future, so yeah. Now I've just sort of made a curve shape on one half of the arch. And I've erased the corners to it, so it's like a circle and then a fourth of a larger circle, if you know what I mean. And I was just checking a reference picture to see how I want the curve to go. And so now I'm just doing a swirl on this side of the shell. And this bit's going to take some fixing for me, but so don't worry if you need some time to like get all the shape right, the way you like it and everything, because it is a very tricky shape to get on this type of shell. So yeah, Copic Q&A and tutorial. So now I'm just sort of fixing out my spiral a little bit. And I'm just moving the other side of the shell like a little bit in so it looks like the spiral is overlapping. And now all I'm doing is doing some like curved lines radiating from the center of the shell. And it's going to go out into the larger part as well, as you can see here. And remember, this is all just sketching, so these lines can be a little rough. And just got these lines going, and I'm going to next get my micron, and I used a 0.3 for this. And I'm just going to sort of outline the shape. And wherever I have a line, I'm going to do like a bump. So the bump will sort of show a ridge in the shell. And then when I shade it, the bumps will look more three-dimensional. So yeah, see how I do the bump over wherever that line is. And I'm adding in a couple new ones where there weren't lines. You want them pretty close together, but not so close that it's like on top of each other. But I mean, that could also look pretty cool. Like if you did them really close, it looked like a spiky shell. Feel free to leave a video response and show me your shell, because I'd love to see how you guys draw this. Try spiky shells, try really smooth shells. No matter what, I'd love to see it. So now I'm just going and doing the lines. I'm extending them from the back side of the bump to make it look a little bit more like rigid. And so I'm sorry about my nose. I have a sort of a cold, so my nose is not functioning the best. And now I'm just adding in a bunch of little extra lines to show additional ridges. But these ones do not have bumps affiliated with them, if you will. So they sort of just show more detail on the shell itself. And the last thing that I'm going to go and do on this shell is that I am going to shade it with, as always, a Staedtler Wopex No. 2 pencil. But first I'm going to erase it. So if Video Will is ever going to erase it. There we go. So to shade it, basically I just darkened up the places I wanted darkest, like I did them really dark. I shaded them out a little bit, and then, oh, you can't really see it because of the reflection. But I shaded it out a little bit, and then I used my finger. Like, I moistened my finger, like I just licked my finger, basically. And then I sort of just rubbed it, pushing it out to where I wanted it to shade into. And I find that's a really good technique when you want to get a really even and smooth shading. So I've darkened up the area, and now I'm just going to lighten it as I go outward. And this is going to help define where the curl is going over the rest of the shell. And I'm wishing that I had done like some Q&A, like I wish I'd done something asking for Q&A things before this video, so I'd have stuff to talk about. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I have any interesting comments. Let's give some shout outs. Okay, so shout out to Perf Blue Glitter, Perf_blue_glitter. Just some random shout outs here. People who leave comments on my Instagram pictures. Manga Hearts. And as you can see now, I'm just trying to keep some areas lighter than others with my eraser. And I'm just going in through the shell, shading that one side that I want shaded. Let's see. Wow, Amber T. Serena did a really cool drawing 2 days ago and tagged me in it. So that's pretty awesome. It's a really cool drawing of like a girl or boy. I can't really tell in the drawing. I'm guessing it's a girl though because it's purple hair, green scarf, and like a pink sweater. So it's a really cool drawing. You should go check that out. But guys, please send me some questions so the next video isn't so awkward. And as you can see, I'm just shading it out with my thumb. Then the area that goes out, I'll just erase. And we're about to flash over to the next shell that I drew. In 3, 2, 1, whoosh! Boom. New page. And I'm going to sketch out an upside down ice cream cone shape. And then some ice cream on the bottom, or top, however you see it. So I'm just trying to get my bottom circle right here. And then I'm going to do some swirl lines going from the left to the right that go down. And then I'm going to curve them up to make it look like a shell. So you're basically thinking of a piece of ribbon wrapping around a pole diagonally. And that's how you want to draw your lines going. So it's sort of going to sag down, then sag up, and then go to the other side. And then at the bottom here, I'm just making an opening for the shell to open at, if you know what I mean. And that's a pretty easy one to draw. So this is a very simple shell. And now I'm already onto inking. So I'm just going to ink the base lines of this one. Very easy shell to draw, and very easy to shade, as you'll be able to see in a moment. And I'm just going to add some contour lines here, as you can see I'll do in a second. Just add some ridges to it to make it look a little bit more detailed-y. And then looks like I'm taking a gum break. Piece of Sour Patch gum. That gum is really good, by the way. And then erasing all my pencil lines. Let's see. Now I'm just doing the same shading technique where I block in the darkest area and then slowly shade it out to my lightest area. So you can tell which side I want to be darkest, and I want to have my highlight like sort of in between the ridges, if you can see what I mean. Like where the ridges end on both sides, I want like a highlight in there. You can also see from where I'm shading. Then I rub it with my thumb and then erase the excess that goes around it. Then I'm just going to emphasize the highlight with my eraser. And I sort of just did a random little blah kind of erasing to make it look, again, really ridgy and not perfect, because shells are not perfect. They are awkward. You can see I did the same thing again there, just a little splodge. So just wiping the graphite, and yeah, I'm nearly done here. The last thing I'm going to shade is the inside. So the shell, the inside is very dark, so we have to darken up that interior bit, and then it fades out to the edge of the shell, like so. And I'm not going to put any highlights on this part, but I see I'm nearing the end of my recording session here, so yeah, and then I'll just erase the excess, and let's flash over to real time, Will, in 3, 2, 1, boom! Alright guys, I just finished my 2 shell designs. So you got this spiral one, and this other kind of spiral one. Feel free to shade in any way, draw this in any style you want. This is sort of just a basic outline. Thanks for watching, guys. Ciao for now.